If you've not met Steve yet, this is Steve Dozeman, and Steve, your crew's right up here in the front, right? So lots has happened since you've probably last heard from Steve, so catch us up, man. Like, you guys named yourself too. We have a name. It's not just Allendale Plant. That's
right. Well, it's Anchor Community Church, but before I even get into that, let me just say thank you. What an honor it is to do this with you and to have the privilege of planting another Fearless Family Church in Allendale. It is an exciting and mildly scary journey, and we are just so pumped. So yeah, we got a name. It is Anchor Community Church. You know, kind of fits the Allendale thing. We got the river and the valley, and it's the Grand Valley Lakers, and it was sort of a crowd-sourced name. We got a bunch of people's input, and then we actually voted on it, and I love the story that the name can tell. I mean, it is a rich biblical metaphor. And you know, I sometimes think the future, it could be volatile, but we know that when Jesus is our anchor, he will hold us fast and secure. So I love it. Good stuff's been happening.
That's awesome.
In the last couple of months, you know, we continue to have these gatherings. We rent this space at Allendale Christian School and just invite some people in. Yeah, you see some of the pictures there. That was just this past Sunday night. And we cast some vision, and we invite people in, and we enjoy food, and we do some times of worship and prayer. And so, I don't know, I think we're just doing the things you're supposed to do.
I think it's
plant a church.
Yeah, I was a part of helping plant a church years ago, and so walking through that facility, you know, you have different eyes. It's a great facility, man.
Well, so that, yes, hold on, you're getting ahead. So that was a different space that we rented. That's just for like the, you know, intermediate, like, for now gatherings.
Should I just go sit down, let you do this?
No, you got this.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We'll do this together. But we also officially signed a lease on the space that will hold our public gatherings in, and that's in one of the Allendale public schools. That is Oakwood. That's the 4th and 5th grade school. Craig came through with me, and yes, it's a great space, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a super great space. I mean, as we walked through, there's tons of it that were like, oh my gosh, we can totally see just life and vibrancy and people and community. So, very cool.
Absolutely. So we're just looking forward to, worshiping in that space and birthing a community in that space.
So as you are there some important dates? I know you and I have talked a little bit. You've got lots coming up. Like, give us some of the highlights of important dates and things that people need to know about that are happening between now and the launch.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll lock into sort of weekly trainings and empowering people and some of the more nitty-gritty planning. But then the last week of June, Big Serve. We're participating along with the Fearless family. We have a couple of nonprofits, Christian ministries that will be coming alongside of Allendale and try to be a blessing to. And then the Sunday right after that, so it's Sunday, June 29, we've rented the pavilion in the park, and we're just going to have a celebration. We get the Fearless family barbecue trailer and the bouncy castle and the games, and we'll do music and food and fun and try to make the community aware of Anchor Church and just be a blessing to the community and celebrate in the park. So I'd love to have some of you join us for that. And then the week after that is the 4th of July, and 4th of July is a really big deal in Allendale. They have a big 4th of July parade, they have a carnival, they have fireworks, and so we are going to have a float in the parade. That is not the actual thing, and those are not actual people. That's just 30 seconds with ChatGPT. So,
True story. When he sent this around to the staff, I was like, wait a minute. You guys aren't even a church yet. How do you have people in a float? He's like, yeah, it was ChatGPT. I was like, oh, okay.
We are going to have an even better float. So we actually had about a dozen of us. So they met at our house last night. We were just having some ice cream and planning.
But just to be clear, there's not a single person on there that's real?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, if you look closely, there is a little, I mean, this is why I'm a little worried about the future. But we're going to have an even better float than that. Just a great way, again, to introduce ourselves to the community. So lots of fun. Then we hope to do another celebration in the park in July, and then we'll do some preview services, some soft launch stuff in July and September, and then, Lord willing, the last Sunday in September will be our public launch.
Well, and as Kevin just said, Reach and Restore is partly going towards the church plant and towards Anchor. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, again, thank you. And, maybe you're like, well, I thought this was all money that was supposed to go out. But, I think it is really important to think about how, kingdom impact is created. And yes, it's created through these other organizations that are doing these beautiful things, but that is funneled through and fueled by the church, financially, service, volunteers, like all those sorts of things. One of my mentors in London, I was having this conversation with them at one point. I'm like, you know, the churches are dying here, right? Church attendance in Canada is like 10%. And yet there's some really thriving Christian nonprofits in the city. And he said, yeah, but that won't continue unless we rebirth and continue to plant churches and see Christians who want to make a kingdom impact in this world. And so thank you for investing in the church, whose primary job is to spread the good news of Jesus. And then as we do that and people find and follow Jesus, we go out into the world to make a kingdom impact. So I think Reach and Restore, doing that and investing in the next Fearless Family Church, will only create a bigger impact, Lord willing, just a couple years down the road.
Right. Well, because in the next several years, now Anchor is a part of Reach and Restore, and it just expands what we can do and the impact we can have. So
Precisely.
Very cool. All right, what do you need from us right now? What do you still have need of? How can we support you as a family?
Yeah. Prayer, first and foremost. Like, seriously, we know the evil one does not want another church in Allendale. So pray for us. And then I would just say, we need a few more people at the front of the bell curve, like some of those early adopters, some committed core people to make sure we have the service or the volunteer service power sort of to launch well in the end of September. And, you know, maybe you live further down here and you're committed here. That's awesome. Maybe you'd even consider, 6 months helping get this church off the ground. There's a bunch of people in the wings, but bunch of them are, got young families. They're like, I don't know how much I can help and things like that. So we just need some committed volunteers to really help us launch well.
So if somebody wants to talk to you today, where can they find you after service?
Around. I don't.
It's not helpful, Steve.
Right here.
All right.
And then out there, and then generally up there.
Okay. So Steve's going to be right down here in the front of the auditorium at the end of the day. If you want to ask more questions or just even high-five him, come up here. That's where you'll find him.
Yeah. And I also just appreciate you continuing to spread the word, right? If you got family or friends, connections north of here in the Allendale area, tell them there is another great church coming to the Allendale area.
Very cool. All right. Let me pray.